Welcome back to another Pokemon Falling Friday, your one-stop shop for all your Pokemon information. We go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going down in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news like cards are set to get revealed. And if I do see any good deals, I always try to throw them in here too. And we do have to get things for our video sponsor real quick, and that is PokeNotify. If you guys are signed up to all, the alerts from all the stores and, signed up to some of the free Discords and you still have not been able to get any products, PokeNotify is the perfect Discord channel for you. I get messages all the time from people saying they got this box or this box from PokeNotify, and they even have a 3-day free trial, so you can just go give it a try. And then you can use the code PokeBeard25 at checkout, and you receive 25% off your first month. Definitely check them out. All the links are in the description. All right, let's get started. So we got some new Destined Rivals English reveals. So, same art as the Japanese, but we can see them in English. We got the Ethan's Ho-Oh right here. This is the card I am most excited for. Seriously, I am super, super stoked for this card. Because if you look at every Ho-Oh card to ever exist, this is definitely the best Ho-Oh card. The Legend card is pretty sweet, but again, it's only half the card. Next, hop on the Pokemon Center website. So the Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center ETB came back in stock for a little bit on Wednesday. I completely missed it. I was outside playing with my daughter. And then if you go to Best Buy, we got the Destined Rivals Booster Box 160 says coming soon. Destined Rivals ETB coming soon. And the Booster Bundle coming soon. All right, let's get into it. We got the Surging Sparks Booster Box here. The high for this is $265. We got two new sales here at $260, both the exact same price, both with a quantity of 6. But then before that, we got $259, $252, $215, $235, $215, $215, $242, $258. Next, we have the Journey Together Enhanced Booster Box. This keeps slowly falling. Last sold 8 of them at $215, 6 of them at $215, $212, $212, $180, $180, $180, $180, $212. Next, we have the Surging Sparks Pokemon Center ETB. The high for this was $192 in the last few months. Now last sold $163, $159, $167, $157. Next, we have the Prismatic Evolutions regular ETB. Was at about $140. Now last sold $128, $110, $110. 8 of them at $99, 2 of them at $99, 1 of them at $110. That's a really, really good sign. Hopefully we'll be able to start getting a lot of these ETBs and boxes for a lot cheaper. Next, we have the Prismatic Pokemon Center ETB. And, this just got restocked, so I could see it coming down in price a little bit more. Got up to $356. Now last sold $312, $312, $290, $303, $277, $280, $250. Next, we have the Journey Together Pokemon Center ETB. This was $346 on pre-release. Now last sold $109, $122, $123, $122, $115, $102. We got a $117, but that's getting to be a really, really good price. If we can get this thing around $100, that is not bad at all. It could even fall a little bit less than that. And Journey Together is not a bad set. It's just a small set. Next, we have the Magikarp Illustration Rare. The high was $278. Now last sold $190, $215, $189, $214, $215, $193. But I hope this card gets to like $150, maybe $120, $130. We got another $190 down there. Next, we got the Groudon. Because I feel like the Magikarp should be a little bit more expensive than the Groudon, but, they should be close. Last sold $85, $85, $85, $75, $92, $78. Next, we have the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown. Last sold on this is $50, $50, $50, $48, $46, $49, $50. And this was at $70. Next, we got the Tyranitar. Got up to $52. Now last sold $40, $39, $45, $45, $42, $44, $49. We got a model we played at $38. Next, we have the Squirtle from $151. Got up to $56 a couple months ago. Now last sold $44, $43, $42, $38, $39. So that's good to see some of these prices in the 30s. We got the Drowsy from Scarlet and Violet base set. This got up to $81. Now last sold $27, $28, $28, $29, $30, $30, $30. I still feel like this is going to be like a $15 to $20 card. Next, we got the Fuecoco from PRDOUCTS Evolved. Got up to $33. Now last sold $22, $22, $22, $25, $20, $21, $20. And honestly, every single illustration rare is pretty much coming down in price, and every single special illustration rare is coming down in price. I just can't add them all to the list, and some of them are only down, a few bucks so far. Next, we have the Baxcalibur. This is one of the craziest drops we've seen so far. Got up to $54. Now last sold $17, $17, $19, $17, $16. Next, we have the Arctibax. The second evolution got up to 43. Same looking chart. Now last sold 11, 11, 11, 12, 9. Next, we got the Frigibax, the first evolution. Got up to $30. Now last sold 9, 9, 9, 13, 8. Got a damage for 550. Next, we got the Sawsbuck from Temporal Forces. I think this is definitely one of the more unique, cooler illustration rares we've gotten. This got up to $37. Now last sold 18, 19, 19, 21, 26, 19. Next, we got the Deerling from Temporal Forces. Got up to 23. Now last sold 20 with a picture. Otherwise 17, 17, 16, 16, 15. So this card's coming down in price just a little bit. Next, we got the Stamped Ends Reshiram Journey Together Booster Box promo. Now last sold 11, 11, 12, 12, 13. So we got 12 of them at 12. Next, we got the Eevee from Prismatic Evolutions ETB. This is just a promo. Got up to 13.25. Now last sold 6, 849, 925, 939, 925, 1199, 931. Next, we got the Eevee Pokemon Center promo. Last sold 97, 102, 97, 90, 95, 111, 120 sealed, and it was at $152. Next, we got the Pokemon Center Snorlax promo. Last sold for him 155, 160, 160, 158, 160, 159, 175, 191, and he was a $199 card. Next, we got the Pokemon Center Charmander promo. Was at 175. Now last sold 124, 150, 125, 165, 120, 143. Next, we have the Pokemon Center Mimikyu promo. Got up to $60. Now last sold 33, 35, 35, 35, 36, 37, 51, 30. But these are definitely going to be the cards I'm going to be grabbing when prices come down. Like if these get a lot cheaper, I am going to go crazy. Like I want binders full of these cards. Next, we got the Enzoroa Pokemon Center promo. Last sold on this is 40 for lightly played, otherwise 45, 44, 43, all at about $45. And we had quite a few sales at like 85, 60. Next, we got the Petarant Pokemon Center promo. This thing's very cheap, got up to $31. Now last sold 18, 18, 18, 18, 17, 19, 18. But before like the boom happened, you could get a ton of Pokemon Center promos for under 15 to 10 bucks. But before the last boom happened, we were stocking up like on Mimikyus for like 5 to 10 bucks. Like they were dirt cheap for the Pokemon Center ones. Next, we got the Magneton. So this was at 68, kind of leveled out right around 55. Now last sold 35, 36, 36, 35, 34, 38. Next, we got the Garchomp Special Illustration Rare from Paradox Rift. Got up to $51. Now last sold 32, 31, 35, 32, 31. Next, we got the Iron Valiant from Paradox Rift. Got up to $38. Now last sold 26, 27, 26, 26. Next, we got the Iron Leaves EX from Temporal Forces. Got up to $40. Now last sold 31, 33, 31, 29, 25, 29. This card in the 20s is just crazy. Next, we got the Hydreigon from Surging Sparks. Got up to $90. Now last sold 63, 60, 66, 55, 59, 59, 64, 61. Next, we got the Terapagos from Prismatic Evolutions. We got a ton of Prismatic cards coming down. Got up to $77. Now last sold 75, but before that 68, 61, 64, 64, 63, 60. We can get it shipped on TCG Player right now for about 62 bucks. Next, we got the Iron Hands EX from Prismatic. Got up to $85. Now last sold 55, 60, 62, 64, 67, 59, 59. Next, we got the Petarant from Prismatic. Got up to 74. Now last sold 53, 52, 53, 60, 53. Next, we got the Sandy Shocks EX. Got up to 78. Now last sold 60, 64, 71, 71, 72, 69. Next, we got the Goldango EX from Prismatic. Got up to $110. Now last sold 87, 93, 95, 89, 88, 101, 98. Next, we got the Palafin EX from Prismatic. Got up to 130. Now last sold 88, 93, 89, 85, 99, 88. Next, we got the Dragapult. This got up to $180. Just coming down in price a little bit. Now last sold 170, 170, 180, 175, 168, 165, 130. We can get him shipped for about 170. Next, we got the Cerulege from Prismatic, got up to $243. Now last sold $199, $199, $197, $219, $222, $212. Next, we got the EVEX, the one with the flowers in the background, got up to $240. Now last sold $228, $220, $220, $218. Next, we got the Roaring Moon EX, got up to $308. Now last sold $239, $247, $224, $199, $199, $200, $180. Next, we got the Flareon EX, was at $407. Now last sold $265 for lightly played, otherwise $270, $290. We got a PSA 8 for $280, $275, and we got one with pictures at $330. And before that, it was all $399, $369, $350, $321. Next, we got the Leafeon coming down in price a little bit, got up to $471. Now last sold $400, $389, $395, $400, and then before that was $474. We even got one with a picture at $365. Let's take a little look and see the quality of this card. So not too bad. Gotta see the back. I mean, that's not terrible. If these, yeah, no, that's not bad at all. I mean, for that price compared to, you know, what people were paying last week. So next, we got the Latias EX from Surging, got up to $254. Now last sold $186, $194, $185, $199. We got one that says mint with a picture at $195. Next, we got the Lily's Clefairy from Journey Together. Now last sold $150 with a picture, $189, $181, $190, $189. We got to look at this $151 with a picture because that is a lot cheaper. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, the bottom definitely looks a little chewed up. Kind of a rough picture. Next, we got the Charizard EX from 151, got up to $293. Now last sold $185 with a picture, $234 with a picture, $205 with a picture, $185 with a picture, $185 with a picture, $207, $210. Next, we got the Bubble Mew EX, got up to $420. That's just crazy. Now last sold $305, $300 with a picture, $303, $315, $280. So we got two of them. Another one at $315 and then $340. Next, we got the Surging Sparks Pikachu. This was at $485. Now last sold $300, $299, $243, $343, $326, $300. Next, we got the Greninja EX from Twilight Masquerade, got up to $411. Now last sold $300, $329, $299, $329, $300 with a picture, $325 with a picture. So no joke, almost every single card for the Scarlet and Violet era is coming down in price. It's just crazy. Next, we got the Giratina V from Lost Origin, got up to $707. Now last sold $684, $500. We got the Chinese at $190, not terrible. And then another near mid at $684, $600, $550, $560, lightly played at $438. And last on the list, we got the Gengar V Max. Got up to $750. Now last sold $600, $501, $636, $621, $642, $650, $619, $650. So I think this is all a good sign. I mean, it's going to suck for the people that have a ton of these cards and they're trying to maybe sell them right now or something like that. But yeah, that's why I do not buy a lot of cards when the market goes crazy, because this is going to happen every single time. Cards always go up and down, up and down. And, you know, as you've seen, there's not very many booster boxes going down in price. Like the sealed holds a lot stronger. The Pokemon centers are coming down because we've never had those before and they're super, super expensive. And they shouldn't be that expensive already. So they're kind of leveling out. So yeah, that's why I try to be really, really patient. I love when the market cools off or completely crashes. To me, that is the best time. And if you are a true Pokemon fan, you will be here during that time. But a lot of these people in the hobby right now are not true Pokemon fans. They're just buying and selling because it's popular and they can buy a card. It'll go up, you know, the next few weeks and stuff like that. So we are hoping for a crash so that way we can get a ton of these cards for our collections. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Falling Friday. If you guys do like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And if you guys want to support more, you can check out my Instagram or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to watch my last vending video, which was my best vending video yet, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.